Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. Today, we are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 10, episode 11. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. In support of me, please like this video, and you can also subscribe, share the video, and leave your comments below. Now, let's get into this week's episode. Okay, y'all. So, just to let you know, the real only thing that I'm interested in is just Trisha and her therapy. The other stuff, I'm going to talk about it, but it's just like, okay. Tisha, she comes by Trish. They catch up on some things. Trisha opens up that she's going to therapy and getting the help that she needs. Tisha talks about the night with her, Kimmy, and Nell getting into it. Trisha says that there was some yelling. That's another witness, so I'll go by that. However, all I saw was Nell reacting to Tisha and Kimmy. When they got loud, she got loud. She's like, "Oh, you heard it too, right?" And Trisha said, "Yeah." So all I can go is by that. I can go by that and what I saw. So cool. Nell was yelling, not caught on tape, but it would have been interesting to have that type of element to actually see that proof. But anyways, or evidence. I mean, Nell is at her home talking with Chris about the whole situation again and how she felt of them doing what they were doing to her. I don't have anything to say. It's just us reviewing stuff that you already got over. You did say that, yes, I did apologize. You said it, but I'm confused now. Are you saying that you apologized because you were in a public setting and you were more wanting to look a certain way to the public? Because I thought because Kimmy took accountability that you apologize. However, you said that you accepted it. That's not something you normally do. Right up front, you have to process things, but you said that your guard is up. So I'm going to go with the first thing that I suggested, in that you wanted to just save face, and you knew that how it would look out in public. And now your guard is just up. I'm going to say something towards the end of this video because at this moment, I'm just kind of getting frustrated at what I'm seeing on this show. Next, Trisha goes to her next therapy session. Dr. Francis Trish confesses that she went to her mother and father's gravesite, and she cried for the first time, or at least in a long time. Normally, on a personal level, I say don't go to the grave sites. It's just bones. The soul is gone and all that good stuff. However, this was her way to kind of release a lot of hurt, pain, and everything else that she has been going through. By that, and that's her first time ever doing it. I used to do that, and really I was just doing it out of what I saw other people do. Not really understanding anything, but you're really not talking to them. So, but anyways, I'm happy for her if she got the release that she needed. Dr. Francis was praising her, and they go on to more personal things about her in regards to even home life. Of course, she talks about the ex that's gone. When Kim stepped into their lives, she was jealous at the beginning. She might be still jealous, but she said in the beginning she was. She was mad that the children more cling to him, Ken, instead of her. Of course, she's been the one that's been carrying the whole weight. I think that there is, when you hear Trisha, she gets tired of being the one doing everything. However, it's her position, so she knows that she has to do it. So I think that there is a level of control too. And plus, she was being the breadwinner of the house. Marquez was doing his own thing, and it was just crazy. That's all I could say. He wasn't really there. So For whatever reason, she got jealous about that. He talked about also her opening up. He described her metaphorically as a pistachio, hard. And it's hard to really open those type of shells up to actually see the seed inside of there. And we'll talk about later on when she talks with Kim. Now, the other ladies, excluding Nell, Trisha had to go be in Miami. They are going to be traveling to Bessemer because it's time to let Wanda back on the show. So Wanda is having her grand opening for her food truck. I forgot what it's called, but anyways, Destiny and all of them are on a road trip. They still talking about the same old things. At the moment, I'm just bored at that because I don't care. We're not going to get any real nothing out of it, so that's why I'm disinterested. Did they talk about Destiny's dating life on there? Yeah. Because Tisha does this thing where she wants to go on and deflect off of anything, or if you're telling her any type of truths, let me go talk about your stuff. And that's how it was. And she even did it later on. So that's why I'm disinterested, because it's just like, Destiny talks about her dating life. She said, look, just because I'm dating them doesn't mean I'm sleeping with them. And of course, that's never an issue if a dude was doing it. It's expected. Men will be men. Boys will be boys. They can do what they want. They can have sex. And as it was already brought up, just like Lance, he was doing all his thing and then he ended up with a baby. But nobody would really persecute him anyways. Mama and Daddy ended up coddling him, and he was able to stay with them for the first 6 months. And then still after that, she's like, I can come over and help you. Now, they will help a woman normally. However, you're just going to have to carry that scarlet letter. If you just went out there and got pregnant because you were randomly dating this one, that. Yeah, so we get to Bessemer. We see Wanda. Wanda is the comic relief. And Tisha does what she does best. And I didn't believe this at first, as far as how people would say. Like, she would use Wanda to do what she was supposed to be doing. But Letitia wants to manipulate and use Wanda to go after Nell because she says that she respects her elders, and I don't really know how to really go up against her like that. She's talking about the issues and all that, Kimmy don't like what she's doing. It's cool that you said that. Kimmy in her way was trying to redirect. Okay, Tisha, don't do that. But anyways, at this point, it's firing up Nell. And the next time she sees her, she's going to be up in her face. And Kimmy said, look, you know, both of these women will pop off at each other. And you know you did that because you can't handle, you're not a grown woman. Oh, when they were talking about that interview, first on the Sprinter bus, Tisha, who all of a sudden gotten all this confidence, was talking about, well, look at me, and then gets up and parades her body. And I really think that Tisha's got a sickening body. So, but you didn't have all that just a couple seasons ago, man. You were just crying in the car because you thought that big back was your husband's big back. I'm glad that y'all, and really what y'all saying is that the girl is ugly. And yes, since I already put myself in it, is. But for some reason, y'all think that is a low caliber for what your men will cheat with. Not necessarily. Men will stick their thing in anything. If you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. If we go to the Braxtons, I remember my old coworkers when it was Braxton's Family Values. And we found out, we actually saw a picture or seen the lady that Mr. Braxton ended up settling with compared to Evelyn. You're like, night and day. Not saying that the other lady was ugly, but it's just like, you went to that. It happens. It happens. Again, do I even care about the cheating? No. So, anyways, Wanda ends up talking about the whole situation, like as far as with Kimmy. How do you feel about this whole situation? Because we haven't heard you reply to anything. Kimmy says, "Look, did I listen to some of it? Yeah. Did I believe it? No. Did I ask Maurice about it? Do you know this person? He said no, so that's what I believe." Wanda was like, "Well, I think that you should take in consideration because this woman was saying this, that." And Kimmy's like, "No." And Wanda was like, "Look, the reason I'm not with my husband right now is because I believe that woman. And that's why she also has another man while still married to this other man. If you didn't know." um, of course, Destiny's trying to play neutral, but I don't think she's playing that neutral only because she's on a reality show and she's got to be messy too. So you playing the neutral card ain't gonna help as far as what you're trying to do. You're trying to be fair here and there, and it's best to just stay quiet. But you're the one that started what happened at that pool party. Um, yeah, yeah. So at that point, none of the ladies wanted to talk no more. Of course not. And that's where we're at with this show. But before we get to what I want to really fuss about, which I've already been fussing, Trisha does sit down with Ken and they talk. Of course, they're in a better place. He moved back in, even though it was only for a couple of days he was gone. He does say that he is really proud of her for going to therapy. And he admits that he hasn't been the best person in this whole situation. Trisha does open up and saying that, she was jealous of him, thinking that you were going to take my children away from me, da 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 da. They were more depending on you. You're there even more than what I can be at different events and stuff. So it was just like I felt away, and you got the grunt of my frustrations. Possibly they will work it out. Of course, we have not seen this Trisha before. Trisha started off lying. At least we think she was. At least she was omitting stuff. I hate it when a person tells me something and then they start adding stuff more to it because you didn't say it in the first place. It's like, yeah. But anyways, she's the most transparent on the show at this point. And now let me get to my rant. This show has hit a roadblock. If you're on a reality show and you're guarded, get off. And that's where everyone is. I think Nell would be interested to open up stuff, but she can't trust her stuff with these other ladies. Because these other ladies think that they are up here because they are in this place of my man don't cheat. Maybe true, maybe not. But we're at this place. And then we're having these stupid conversations that aren't going anywhere every week. Don't y'all have anything else to talk about than cheating? Is that all you got? Like, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Where's the love? Where's the marriage? And of course, it was built off of business. And I get where Nell is. She don't want to talk about nothing because y'all ain't gonna talk about nothing. It's not on Nell's shoulders. I'm sorry. You guys are the leads. So Kimmy and Tisha, y'all can just go. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. And then you just want to deflect and act like everybody else is the problem because people want to talk about the stuff that's out there. That's not cool. Do I want these conversations to happen? No, because I'm tired. We're not going to get anywhere. But y'all just really irritating me. And y'all only been back, for 2 episodes. It's just like, I don't like where we're going. And for Tisha to pull that move to just start some mess between your mama and Nell, that was just like, I don't like it. And I don't know how I'm going to feel for the rest of the season because I don't feel like dealing with this. Because it's going to be another circle. And then we got to sit up here and watch it during the dumb reunion of us asking certain stuff that we ask every year. Rant is over. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode. It was kind of a wash. But thank you, Trisha, for being open and letting us in. Please like this video, subscribe, and you can leave your comments. And until the next one, peace.